Hey guys, so this is going to be pick a card and pick a pal. So right here we have 1, 2, and 3. Just close your eyes and meditate. Which one do you feel drawn to? And we'll get right into this reading. Alright guys, so for those of you who are wondering when will you get pregnant, let's take a look to see if we can get a time frame for you guys. Spirit, everyone that picked out when will they get pregnant? It's a time frame. Alright. Guys, fall. Immediately the first thing that comes up is fall. And so it can also be spring. So we talking about Ace of Swords can signify the fall. And I'm also feeling like spring being significant as well. And with the Six of Cups, this is Scorpio. So this is like Scorpio seasons. For some of you, that may very well be relevant. I'm also seeing the home dynamic. So it could be that for some of you, either having this child like prompts you to move, or maybe you find out right before a move, or you move shortly after finding out. So that could be significant for you guys as well. Like, I'm seeing you guys decorate the baby room. There's an aspect of decorations and things along that line for you guys. And I feel like it's great worry or fear around like not having it or losing it, and I just really sense, and this can be like fear of like losing your independence, or just fear of like, oh my god, what am I going to do, what are other people going to think, or just the loss in general of the baby. I feel like for some of you there is like an attachment of worrying there and anxiety. And I am seeing like the Nine of Cups, so I'm seeing you get what you want. And especially here with the Six of Cups energy, for some of you, you could be perhaps this is the case where you already have children, or I feel like this child is going to bring great understanding and I want to say joy into your life. And for some of you, it can very well be twins. I also see that some of you are going to be having it with a soulmate, okay? And I just feel like it's going to bring that great mental relief and that clarity when you find out. So let me just see if there's anything else. Everyone that picked pal 1, when will they be pregnant? Let's see the time frame going for them. And we have 4 and 2s. Okay, so for some of you, I feel like you could very well find out, I want to say within, and you have the 2 of Cups. So you have the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So the 4 of Swords tells me that for some of you, if you did go on that, maybe you took a break, maybe you stopped trying, or it could have been like it was a little unexpected. But I do feel for some of you, it's something that you were praying on. And for some of you, I feel like there's a bit of a separation there. Maybe you're just giving yourself a break of some sort, but you have the 2 of Cups, which tells me that you guys are going to feel very closely connected to your child and to this baby. And I feel like you're just going to have this strong sense of knowing here, like razor sharp energy. And I do get a victory, so you will be victorious. So let's take a look at some of the charms here for you guys. So if they picked 1, Spirit, let's switch some messages for everyone that picked pal 1. Let's take a look, guys. Wow, and look, so 4 plus 2 is 6, and you guys have 6. It landed on 6. You have this a star, and that's interesting. You also have the cat, so that symbolizes fertility. For some of you, I do feel like you experienced the loss here because you do have the Death card. And see, this is talking about that fear that I'm also seeing, and I feel like it's going to be a transformation. Guys, you have 2 cats here, so I feel like for some of you, yes, it can mean double, that perhaps you're going to have twins. And it is also showing me love, so you're going to be feeling very like appreciative of your child and of this baby. Wow. And then you have a fairy. So I'm really just seeing, guys, that you, wow, you know, I'm just seeing like a spirit here. It's a spirit that's surrounding this, and this is, I feel like, yes, definitely like you're gonna have like that spiritual connection, and I feel like you're being guided and protected. So it can even be like a deceased person or energy that's coming through, or it could also just be your spirit guides that's orchestrating this to bring you that sense of relief that you would like. And you also have a little dolphin here, so it's gonna be quite an element of surprise. And yeah, the death card definitely comes, and it strikes, and it comes as an energy, because for some of you, maybe you've experienced this, you're going to experience this child after a great loss or after a big transformation, and it's a life-changing event, you know. So I'm not surprised that this does come up, and I feel like it's very significant for you guys. I feel like this snowflake is even just giving me vibes. It's still bringing that fall vibes there. And, you know, I'm seeing a mistletoe. I'm seeing all of that. So for some of you, it could very well be that you find out before Christmas. And maybe it's just that you conceive. Maybe it's something significant around the sixes. It's just an element here. And let me feel into this energy. Maybe you find, maybe you're ovulating around like the first or second week of the month. Maybe that's your cycle. And for some of you, I'm feeling roundness. I just get that it's gonna bring like this great love and this reciprocation. I'm really genuinely feeling like this unconditional love that's gonna be so transparent, and that's why. And it's interesting how the love and the arrow is pointing to the dolphin. And, you know, speaking of like the dolphin, I feel like for some of you, the baby may want to stay longer past the due date. I am seeing that. That can be the case, or something around the due date. Now, maybe it's possible that they come sooner, the baby comes sooner, but I do feel like for some of you, it's possible that the baby will want to stay longer. And I'm also seeing this sense of resurrection. We get this here with like the dolphin and the cat, where there's a rebirth, so there's a renewal, and I feel like this is going to bring great harmony and balance into your life as well. And for those of you who picked one, I definitely see that your baby's going to be very intelligent and very playful. And it's like this contagious energy where they're going to just be like a joy to be around. And I'm also getting a sense that, you know, there's good luck coming through on this end. And I do feel like for some of you, well, for most of you, I see that you're going to be breastfeeding the baby. And I feel like, you know, Spirit is really saying, especially here with the two cats, is like patience is a virtue. And I feel like for some of you, it could very well be that maybe you want to wait till the time is right. Okay, I am seeing a little bit of that energy here. And, you know, another thing with the death symbol is I'm really seeing that for some of you, it could just very well be like the stresses in your life. And there may be a need to like minimize that and make sure that it's okay and that anxiety is not getting in the way and from conception. But I will say with the two cats is that it could be that for some of you, you tried multiple attempts, and for others, I feel like, you know, you're gonna be moving into like a fertile time. So and it's the cats are really just causing my alarm, because maybe you guys have animals, maybe you have an animal or a pet. And I feel like for some of you that's the case, or it's just here because I'm almost getting like the parent and the child, and so that's like an interesting dynamic as well. And I feel like for some of you, if you have a child already, it could be the case that maybe you waited like 3 to 6 years to have your next one, or maybe there's an age difference between the two children, or it can be like if you have like a niece or a nephew, maybe that's this there's an age gap between them. That could be the case as well. Let me see if there's anything else that Spirit wants you to know about this. I'm going to pick pile 1. Is there anything else, Spirit? So you have the key, and I feel like, you know, this baby is going to be a precious jewel to you. I'm almost hearing the name Jewel. And I'm hearing a nickname for the baby as well. So, and I see you guys are going to be taking like baby pictures. Like, this is, to me, like, you guys are going to be really, I'm seeing Australia, and we have Elizabeth here. So I am getting that for some of you, it could very well be that maybe you are traveling, or you can see this baby while you're away, or maybe this baby is conceived in another country or another area, another state. For some of you, I feel like that's going to be significant and apply. Or it could be that maybe your baby is going to end up, maybe there is like a cultural aspect to that. Maybe you and this person is, I don't want to say bilingual, even though for some of you that could be the case, but I feel like maybe there's like a mixed race here, so biracial, and that could be the case here with this jewel that I'm seeing. Elephant, there you go, very smart, very intelligent, as I said. So I am seeing this come through, and you do have luck here. More importantly, I feel like, you know, this is you guys, and you're going to be feeling really lucky to have this baby. And it's also like, I don't know if this, you know, I don't have pets, guys, so is there something like around cat litter, like, or I don't know, there may be, they do say like it's a myth or something, I don't know if it's a myth or not, but around cat litter, and or that they carry parasites in that, so maybe not to change your cat litter and stuff along that lines, or just being careful. I feel like the cats are also coming through as just cautionary, to make sure that you're taking it easy, and that you are taking your time with things and not overwhelming and overburdening yourself. But it feels like when you do have the key, this is something that's going to be unlocked and given to you. This is an opportunity for you, and I feel like you're just going to fly with it. You're going to go with it, and in the process of it, you know, I think, you know, this is really going to transform your life and be a big change for you. And not only is it going to be a big change for you, but I'm also seeing that it's going to be something near and dear to your heart. It's going to be really precious to you. And I feel like it's something, it's definitely going to be a moment to remember. And maybe there's a shock factor. Maybe someone's going to be a little shocked. Like, there's an element of like surprise that's like popping out to me, like, surprise, you know. So it could very well be that maybe people around you are going to be shocked, or when you tell them the news, or maybe you too, you yourself, there's an element of you being shocked. And I feel like that's another reason why this death symbol is here, because this is almost like at a crossroads, right, of like feeling, not knowing how to feel. And there's also an element of a vibe here. I'm going to go back to this symbol right here, is that you may be wanting to travel with your baby. Maybe you want to go and explore and take your baby different places to see different parts of the world. So maybe that is a goal of yours, or something that you wanted to do with your child. But I feel like that's also a possibility here as well. You have the Pegasus here, and when I take a look at this, it really has a spiritual undertone to it, and I just feel like this baby is going to be great. This baby is going to be fantastic. This baby is going to be artistic, and this baby is going to be skilled. And the spirit that was coming over me was like the great Nipsey Hussle, and I had to really add this in here because his birthday, it dawned on me that his birthday is actually this month, and his spirit is coming through, and there's just an element of, this is a spiritual baby. This is a baby that's sent from God. I'm like, this Pegasus is one of, like, based on what I'm seeing, I feel like this baby can achieve so much. I mean, with the great nurturing and support and help and environmental influences, this baby will go really down of the right path and have an impact on so many people, or I'm like over so many people's lives. And I feel like it is going to make a difference. And I go back to even this coin here, where there's an essence of a legacy, something that's going to be remembered and have a great impact. So this is like destined for greatness. And I feel like this is something that you're going to notice from even when the baby's young, because you have the Six of Cups. And you may not, maybe for some of you, I feel like it's a quick attachment. But for others, Spirit is saying it's going to take them some time. You probably won't really see it until they're around 6 years old. But I'm telling you right now, for some of you, this is, I can't explain it. The feelings that I was getting, the energy that was coming through is so strong, so rare. This baby is so rare, so divine, and it's such a blessing. I mean, I'm happy. Like, for you guys that picked one, bless you and bless this baby. All right, guys, so what's going on? If you picked Pal 2, we're about to take a look to see if we can get a time frame for when will you get pregnant. So if that's what you are interested in finding out, stick around and see. All right, spirits, for everyone that picked Pal 2, for everyone that picked Pal 2, spirit, there's a timing of when will they get pregnant. Alright, so everyone that picked Pal 2, spirit, when will they get pregnant? There's a timer, spirit. I mean, a timer, when will they get pregnant? All right, some of you, wow. So we got the Page of Pentacles and we have the Hermit. Okay, so but under the deck we have the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, you may very well either have a summer baby, or maybe you conceive in summer. It could be that as well. For those of you, maybe you decide that you want to start trying in the summer. I am getting that energy here too. But nines are significant. So let's see. Yeah, there we have it. So we have anywhere between summer and fall that I feel like you guys will be pregnant, or find out that you're pregnant or expecting a baby. And we have the Three of Cups here. So when the Three of Cups comes with the Hermit, this is sort of like being happy internally. And you know how you're so happy that you don't really tell anybody, but you're just keeping it to yourself. Like, this is just this inner happiness, you know. And the Page of Pentacles here, some of you very well be, maybe not all of you, that you may be having a boy with the Page of Pentacles. But if it's not a boy, then I feel like for some of you, the Page of Pentacles, if you don't know, pages are children. And I feel like with the Hermit card, it could be that for some of you that maybe you decide to wait to have a kid. Okay, so you could be quite a little older. Maybe you're a little older than you expected when you're having this baby, for some of you. Or it could also be doing a lot of soul searching and going within so you can try to manifest this baby. I feel like, you know, because they say there's no manual to parenthood and being a parent, I see you guys are going to try to learn as much as you can, or soak it all in and get as much knowledge and as much wisdom as you can about parenting and what to do, and just get an insight. Like, this could be talking to someone close to you or older than you, or maybe someone that already has kids, or maybe a mentor of some sort. Some of you, you may have had like a challenging time. This won't be for everybody, but you may have had like a challenging time conceiving, okay? Or, yeah, I feel like because it seems like there maybe have been like some internal conflict, which has probably caused you to withdraw. And for some of you, you know, just be mindful as well, because when you don't want to, you want to pay attention to like your energy and your environment, your surrounding areas, because I don't want you to get into like any depressed state, or to experience like any sadness or things like that and withdraw. And I don't want you to go isolate yourself, but some of you are just like, wait, hold on, I'm gonna protect my energy. And so this is you probably like keeping to yourself and preserving your energy and just making sure that you're conscious of everything around you. So I do see that happening. And you know, they do have like the postpartum depression, and I just want you guys to just be really mindful of that and making sure that you're doing everything to enjoy yourself, especially here with this 3 of Cups. Let me see if there's anything else before I do the charms for you. You have the Lovers and the Hanged Man. So for some of you, it could very well be that, you know, if you're in a situation where you are not in a relationship, you may be waiting for the right person to come along, or you may have felt like you was waiting a while before you. And for some of you, I feel like this Lovers card comes up because you are gonna sacrifice a lot, and this is you gonna be looking at things, looking at life in general, in a new perspective. And I feel like you're gonna be putting your child first. And I also see that you're gonna be like pausing to reflect on life and on everything that transpired. But this child is going to come in and it's really going to teach you so much about life and the workings and everything, that I just get like pushing things into perspective and also challenging you. And you know how they say put your legs up in the air and make sure that it stays in you. So I'm like seeing a little bit of that for some of you. Let me see what else. So let's do charms and let's see what's coming up for you guys. So as far as the numbers are concerned, we have 9, we have 5, and we have 3. But as far as the seasons, we have fall and we have summer. And the way I do like the numbers, it can be anywhere between like 3 to 9 weeks or 3 to 9 months is what I'm feeling for some of you. It could be on the 9th day, the 5th day, the 3rd day. All right, so everyone that picked this house, Spirit, what do you have to say to them? All right, so we have a few things. Let's see what's going on. Have a little bit of more numbers going on here. 4. Oh, do we have 2 6s? Wow. Okay. Let's see what you guys have. We have a footprint, which is a paw print, but it's a footprint, so that's good to see. We have peace, we have the star, we have the cats. Wow, we have the Pegasus again. We have an elephant, we have an owl. This is an angel, and then you guys have the seahorse. Is this the sun? This is the sun. Wow, you have a dog bone. You have the tiger's eye. Okay. And you have a shoe. Oh, wow. Okie dokie. So for some of you, it's a girl. For some of you, you're going to be having a girl here. Okay. With this shoe. But this baby's going to be coming right on in with this shoe here. And it's going to bring great peace to you. We do have fertility. Your baby's going to be highly, highly intuitive, highly intelligent here, especially paired with this owl. Wow. And some of you may even have a dog or a pet. It's interesting because the other one had another animal. But okay, you guys have... All right. We have a little starfish here. Another thing that I'm seeing here with this star is that you are going to get a wish. And I'm also seeing like the water. So it could be that maybe, you know, your baby's going to really like water, or I'm getting like it's associated to Disney World. So I'm also seeing that for some of you, it could be that you're going to be doing like playful things with your baby. Maybe you want to, it's a dream of yours to take your child to Disney World, but I am seeing that. But it's also telling me like it could be like a big dream. And you know, for some of you, it's something that maybe you fantasized about, or something that you wanted. And I am seeing an element there. And I feel like this baby's going to be like a true testament to, and is also what the baby's going to help build your personal strength, is another thing that I'm seeing. And I feel like Spirit is also saying make sure that you aren't ignoring your emotional needs, especially here with the especially here with the Hermit and the Five of Wands. I feel like the baby's going to bring great healing to you. And I see you guys like really weighing your options. So this is you really thinking very deeply about just making sure that you're sure, weighing your pros and cons before you take this next step and make this move. I'm also getting that either it's you or the baby that's going to be quite empathic, so maybe you'll really feel the baby's energy, or this can also be coming through as a baby that's really going to be blessed with the power of discernment. I do, you know, feel like this baby's gonna have quite a personality, a very strong one, especially because we have the paw print, the doggy bone. So I am seeing that is a really strong personality coming through here. And I am seeing a big announcement that's also coming up. And I feel like somebody's gonna be a night owl here, especially here with the owl. And the tiger's eyes coming through to help alleviate any fears and anxiety, because for some of you it could be that there is that attachment there. And this is something that you want to visualize. Maybe you want to visualize the tiger's eye and help bring and manifest this, or help alleviate any of those pressures. I am getting like a Gemini energy here for some of you, so it could be that, or it could be like an air energy, water energy we have coming through. And I feel like there's also a connection. And I'm hearing indigo as well. I'm feeling like, especially here with the bone and the paw print, is that this baby is really going to be your best friend. And I see you being very protective over this child. And I feel like this baby is also going to be free-spirited and very loyal. So I am getting that here. Very strong personality, bringing peace into your life. And let's speak on the sun. You know, this is really giving me like the sun card, the tarot vibes, and that's the image of the sunflower and the baby. So like childhood innocence, and you're going to be very protective over your child's innocence, and just that abundance and that happiness and things coming into fruition. So I feel like there's that energy here where, you know, your baby is going to have like that fiery spirit and light up the room. So that feels really good to me as well. So you have some key factors here. The baby's going to be very creative, I feel. And I see you guys really being supportive of that. And I want to point out that you guys do have 2 sixes, and you also did get the Lovers card, which has the Roman numeral 6 on it. And so 6 talks about selflessness and unconditional love, and that's really the glue that keeps the family together. And I feel like, you know, the synchronicities in the 666 is also saying a lot. So for some of you, the time it can be like in 6 months or 6 weeks that you find out, or 6 days, or on the sixth day of the month. But I am looking at like the sixes as its meaning associated to this, and I feel like this is the tone, the energy that you guys are going to take on and provide. And maybe for some of you, it's also the baby that's going to be the glue to keep the family together. So it's that dynamic of that essence, the love that the great baby brings, and is really going to give that into any situation. So that seems like it's an element there of uniqueness within itself, because I really feel like the baby will bring like a sense of relief, as in, like when we think about the sixes in the tarot, we those cards are depicted as restoring harmony and bringing a sense of stability, or at least having the opportunity to have that. And I think that's the reason why the sixes is coming up. So when we think about like the Six of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, there's a given nature and a given aspect to it, and it provides a sense of relief. All right, guys, so you missed my shuffle. I'm sorry, my camera cut off, but I started to lay out cards for you guys as far as the timing. So we have the Ace of Swords, which does signify fall. We have the number 18, and we also have the number 8 for the 8 of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, it could very well be in anywhere between the next 8 days to 18, or anywhere between the next 18 weeks, like 8 and 18 weeks. Or for some of you, it could be fall. Maybe the baby's going to be in fall, or this could also be you conceive in fall, and that can be the case for some of you. The Moon card, I have to give precedence to the Moon because it is a major arcana card. And so with this major arcana card, this is really saying that for some of you, it may be like unknown or maybe unplanned for some of you, or it could be that maybe there's an element of like a surprise there, like maybe you didn't know. Or for some of you, it could also signify, the Moon can signify doubt. Okay, so let's take a look at what else comes up for you. I'm going to be using different cards for that. It's raining, so it just sounds so good outside right now. All right, everyone that picked Pal 3, Spirit, what are the energies surrounding them? When will they get pregnant? For everyone that picked Pal 3. What are the energies surrounding them, and when will they get pregnant? Alright, so we have the Death and the Ace of Swords. So again, we have those energies where the fall is coming up again. And this time we have the number 13. And I'm also hearing, because when I reduce 13, it gives me to 4, and then I'm feeling the 4 energy. And so for some of you, it may be that, it could be that for some of you experienced a loss, and this won't be for everybody, but I'm also getting for some of you that you want stability, that sense of stability and that mental clarity before you give birth. Okay, I am seeing that come up. It does tell me, and it really does speak on transformation and change, really big. And for some of you, I feel like you you want to be careful, okay? Because if you just look into luck, it may happen unexpectedly, or it may happen when you least expect it. And I feel like for some of you, that's the energies that's coming up. So now let's take a look at the charm for you guys, okay? Okay, let's see. Coming up for you guys. All right, we have a few things. This time, you know, for both other numbers, the dice was coming out, but you guys have it a little different. So you guys have a bike, and I'm just gonna see what comes up. I believe this is an angel. You have the magnet. Wow. Okay. You have the paper clip, jewelry. You have a seahorse. You have a butterfly. You do have the death symbol, which talks about transformation and change. You have a star symbol here. You have the peace symbol. Look at this. You have the connecting hearts. You have a shell. Okay. You guys have the cat come up. You have a wing here. You have the tree. I like that. You guys have made with a smile. Love it. Love the energies. You have 2 butterflies here, and for some of you, you have 2 of the death symbols. Okay, so let's speak on that. And you also have, of course, you guys have a lot, and you have the Pegasus comes up too. Wow. Okay, so great transformation, a big transformation. You have the shoe as well, and the tiger's eye. So this is, you guys are going to be, I really want to say, this is picking up and going with the wind of it. And you may decide, okay, you're going to be teaching your child how to ride a bike or do different activities, like outdoor activities. I can see that happening, especially in the moon card. We have like this long road ahead, so I'm hearing parks and recreations, and we have the trees, so outdoors. So your child's gonna love that. And you are the family tree, the family life. I see carrying on and passing that down. So I do feel like that, especially here with this wing. But I am also feeling, you know, and this is for a small portion, is that there was a significant loss here coming through. And so for some of you, you may be deciding to either name your child after like a deceased relative, or for some of you it can be, maybe it's a middle name or a nickname. But I am getting a past energy that's coming through, and that's looking and overshadowing and seeing this. And I'm also seeing made with a smile, so you guys are gonna be happy. And I feel like for some of you, I see that you're gonna give your child a gift, and if it's not you, then it can be like the grandparents of some, or someone like an aunt or uncle, but they're going to give them something, and it's something that's passed down as well, that you may want to either give to your child or teach your child. I see you really being quite traditional in that sense, but you know, your child is going to mean a lot to you, and you're going to have to get organized here with this paperclip. But you have the magnet, which signifies 8, and guys, you can't see the 8, but it's an 8 on here. Let me see if I can show you guys. It's the number 8 on here, and here's another 8. So synchronicities is right here, and you have a transformation. And I feel like there's going to be a uniqueness. You're going to love your child no matter what. And the gender is quite unknown here, especially with this seahorse. And I feel like, wow, you guys are going to be attached to the hip, really connected. And for some of you, you may have a kid with either your soulmate or your twin flame, because you have these connecting hearts here, and you're going to love your child to pieces. and you have two butterflies. So for some of you, it could be that maybe you decide that you're having more than one child, or it can be twins. And if they're not twins, it could be that maybe two people look identical. They look alike here. The tiger's eye is coming through to alleviate like any fears and anxieties and any worries that you have, and to instill confidence in you, especially here with this moon card. Okay, and it does talk about like fertility, so it will be at a peak. The baby's going to be coming right on in. For some of you, it may be a girl, but as I said, for some of you, the gender is unknown, and you may decide to like keep it as like a surprise, especially here with this shell. So for some of you, you may decide, okay, I don't really want to know, but for others, this is a need to like get out there and socialize, okay? Because maybe you stop being like a social butterfly, or for some of you, maybe it's a fear that once you have this child, you won't have so much of a social life. But you guys with the shell, you're gonna be very protective over your baby, and I can definitely see you going to like the beach and doing fun activities with your baby, and the child is going to bring great peace into your life. And I feel like with this star, you do have a significant wish, and for some of you, it could be like a long-term goal. Like maybe it's something that you're planning out for the future. So for some of you, maybe it's not right now, or maybe it was something that you've been wanting so long, because I see like distant future when I'm looking at this star. But it does give and instill like a great deal of hope and optimism, okay, especially when we have this moon energy. But you do have a victory here, and I feel like you're gonna conquer a lot. And for some of you, I feel like in a sense, in certain areas in your life, you may have felt defeated, but the angel comes right on top of this Ace of Swords. So really, what a blessing. The Ace of Swords talks about new beginnings, and with this new beginning, it's a blessing in disguise, and it feels like it's something that is ordained. And I see like a Christian in here for some of you, and the crown. So I feel like you're gonna do something really special, especially for the baby's first birthday. I see you being super excited about that, like you can't wait for that to come around. You're gonna be super I'm getting, when I see this, I'm getting like this indie vibe, like super cool, okay, like a super cool parent. And for some of you, I feel like the Ace of Swords can signify like a C-section. And Spirit is also saying with this moon card that maybe like any gut feelings that you have, just make sure that you follow. And some of the zodiac signs that I'm getting is like Sagittarius, Pisces, and Scorpio. The Judgment are also pulled, and for some of you, it could also be that if it's not full, it could be sooner rather than later, where within the next 30 days, for some of you, you may very well find out. I'm also seeing here with this wing that this talks about like having faith and having hope. So for some of you, it could be that maybe you name your child Faith, or this is just talking about believing. There's a need to believe as well. But I'm also seeing, especially here with the tree, is talking about prosperity and growth. And I'm also feeling good health and, you know, just a bright future overall. This is something that is a creation. When I look at the tree, I'm looking at the root, I'm looking at the womb, and I just see that this is something that you guys, especially speaking about fertility, this is really high coming in for you. And it could be with, you know, this jewelry here that you buy your baby something like this. Could be a necklace or a bracelet, something monumental, and something that could probably be passed down. So I am seeing this right here. And for some of you, it could be that you are waiting until marriage. That's another message that's coming through here with this piece of jewelry.